Nice. You might have heard of the Australian UTE. The closest equivalent I can think of is the El Camino, which they stopped producing, I think, in '89. I'm not sure. I think it was '89. I have to look that up. But that got me thinking, what if we took a Hellcat and turned it into a UTE? So for those of you who don't know what a UTE is, I guess the easiest way to explain it is you take a muscle car, you can take whichever you want, the Camaro, Mustang, or a Dodge Challenger, and then you just remove the passenger part, you take out the passenger seats, push forward the C-pillar, and boom, you have a bed in the back. So it's almost like a slammed pickup truck. The American equivalent, as I said in the beginning, is, I would say, the El Camino, which Chevy ended in '87. It wasn't '89. I was wrong with that number. But ever since I saw them in Australia, I thought they were so cool because they were so colorful and powerful. And a lot of them had manual transmission, which was hooked up with rear-wheel drive and a V8 in the front, which to me is just nuts because there's not a lot of weight on the rear wheels when you have this kind of setup. So in this video, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the Hellcat and turn that into one of these awesome UTEs. Alright, let's see what we need to do with this beautiful Hellcat to turn it into a UTE. First of all, the big issue, or the main area of focus in this video, is obviously this part right here. The rest is I'm gonna keep the rest as it from this point on forward. So this area right here is going to stay the same. What I'm gonna work with is this part right here, and especially the C-pillar, because this C-pillar, if we're gonna make a long bed here, that means that this C-pillar obviously needs to move in this direction. Now, the issue is, how thick do we want this C-pillar to be? How much space do we want it to take up from the bed? Because the thicker it is, the more space it's going to take from the bed. But if it's too thin, well, that's going to, visually it's not going to look good because it's going to make it look pretty weak. So I don't know, I might keep something like this, maybe this area right here, or just cut it in half and keep 50% of this width. We'll see. We have to get into Photoshop and figure that one out. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do in this redesign. Move the C-pillar forward, create a bed right here, and turn this Hellcat into a Dodge Hellcat UTE. So now let's jump into Photoshop and let's get started with this redesign. Alright, so there we have the Dodge Hellcat Ute. I think it would be really cool to see Utes here in the US, or maybe not, they probably wouldn't be called Utes, but a revival of the El Camino, because to me that's such a unique segment that doesn't exist here today, and doing something like this was a lot of fun to just experiment and see what it might look like if they actually produce something like this. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed making this one. I'm gonna link my playlist with all the car makeovers up here in the corner. If you're interested in learning to sketch cars, products with pen and paper, or in Photoshop, you can check out my courses down below in the description. I'm TheSketchMonkey. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I will see you in the next video and have a fantastic day.